So let's continue. Buddhiman nitiman vangmi
बुद्धिमान् नीतिमान् वाङ्मी
Sriman Shattu Nibarhanaha
श्रीमान् शत्रुनिबर्हणः
Vipulamso Mahabahu
विपुलांसो महाबाहुः
Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu.
कम्बुग्रीवो महाहनुः.
Again, a very simple verse. Buddhiman Nitiman Vangmi
बुद्धिमान् नीतिमान् वाङ्मी
Sriman Shattu Nibarhanaha
श्रीमान् शत्रुनिबर्हणः
Vipulamsaha Mahabahu
विपुलांसः महाबाहुः
Kambugrivaha Mahahanuhu.
कम्बुग्रीवः महाहनुः.
Buddhiman, this is a common word, all of us know this word, great intellectual. So this name, this phrase can be used for any person who has a great intellect. Buddhiman, great intellectual. Nitiman, learned in ethical statecraft. But actually learned is not enough. Following ethical life, following an ethical way of life that is not harming others, not violating any rules and regulations, or as we call good, being a good citizen, that's itself nitiman. Learned in ethical statecraft. Vangmi. Vangmi, this word is derived from the word walk. Walk means word, speech. Speech is walk. Vangmi is one proficient in speaking. Sriman. Actually, we address every person as Sri. Sriman, Srimati. Because Sri means auspiciousness. Because any person who we see is auspicious. We add that as a prefix. Sriman, possessing vast auspiciousness. Next is Shatru Nibarhanaha, destroyer of foe. Shatru means enemy. Destroyer of enemy is Shatru Nibarhanaha. This is simple to understand. But who is Shatru? This is very difficult to understand. Who is Shatru? Shatru need not be somebody, a person. It may not be a person, may not be individual, may not be somebody external to you. It may be within us. We always say the real six enemies are in us. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Moha, Madamasarya, or Ahankara, Mamakara, greed. These things are our real enemies. He's the one, not only he is free from all these evils, but he can help us to also free ourselves from these evils. Once you understand Rama's story, you will understand this. Not only Rama, even Mother Sita also. If you understand, she is one totally free from anger. If you read Sundar Kanda, you will understand at the end of the war, after the war is over, these 10 months till 11 months she was in captivity. She was harassed. She was subjected to mental torture, third degree torture by the she demons who were holding her in custody. After the war was over, when Rama sends Hanuman to bring Sita, then Hanuman asked Madam Sita, will you please permit me to punish these she demons? Sita said, no, don't do that. I don't have any issue with them. They were only subordinates. They were carrying out the orders of Ravana. So don't harm them. You see, even with those persons who were torturing her, threatening her to kill her, eat her anytime, with them also, Mother Sita did not show any sort of a anger or what we call vengeance, revengeful attitude. This she did not show. Actually, Rama and Sita, they say they are like sun and shadow. They are reflection of one another. The same great qualities. Shattu Nibarhanaha. The next great quality of Rama is Vipula Amsaha. Vipula Amsaha. Broad shoulders. Nowadays we call it 36 inch की छाती और मोदी was telling no मेरा 36 inch का छाती है So broad shoulder indicates strength, not only physical, but mental strength, mental courage. Mahabahuhu, strong armed. He's called Mahabahuhu or Ajana Bahuhu. That means his hands will be reaching his, when he stands erect, it will reach his, go below his knees, up to knees. Janu is knee. Ajanu Bahuhu. Similarly, Mahabahuhu. Now, Kambugrivaha, his neck, his neck was like a conch. Beautiful. Conch shaped neck. Kambu is conch. Griva is neck. Kambu grivaha. Then Mahahanuhu, having prominent and strong cheeks. You know, when you are not well, not in good health, your cheeks will be sunken. It does not show good health. So all these qualities will show he has a good physical personality, healthy, very impressive, very strong, very nice. That's what it says. Now, he is intelligent, knows the signs of right conduct, that is Nitiman, eloquent, glorious, and he is an exterminator of all foes, enemies. He has broad shoulders, powerful arms, a neck shaped like a conch. He has a broad chest. He always has a mighty bow and is capable of subduing not only external but internal enemies also. He is a tall person but with well proportioned limbs. Some people are very tall, they look like giraffe. No, not tall just like that. Tall but well proportioned. At the same time, he has a very soft and agreeable complexion. He is mighty, has large eyes and auspicious marks. All this, something is covered in the earlier verse, some will come subsequent verses. So all these are described here. So we said Buddhiman, again I'm repeating, Buddhiman, great intellectual, Nitiman, learned in ethical statecraft. He's, for example, he's a king, he's all powerful, but he will never cross the limits imposed by dharma. The best example is when he abdicated, he had to expel Sita from the kingdom because somebody talked ill of her and he wanted to protect the image of his own empire, his own race. So his principles were so strong that even if it harms him, harms Sita, Mother Sita, he is not going to back down. That is what it tries to say. He will never cross the limits. Maybe if you look from a narrow point of view, it is unfair to Mother Sita. Agreed. But Rama and Sita were not different. Actually, he was not punishing Sita. He was punishing himself. He punishing himself. But why did it? Because he wanted to follow dharma as he understood. Because he was a role model. If I compromise, my people also will compromise. They will not respect me. That is what he was trying to tell. Wangmi, proficient in speaking. Now, proficiency in speaking is not just blabbering and talking. It is always being truthful and having a pleasant approach in speaking and always saying something which is good for everyone. So all these are included in proficiency in speaking. It is not just extempore talk, not empty words. It is something good. Sriman. Sriman, actually, Sri stands for Mother Lakshmi. And Lakshmi, her incarnation is Mother Sita. Because Sita, Lakshmi will never be away from Mahalakshmi, Mahavishnu, always together. Mahavishnu came as Rama, Mahalakshmi came as Sita. She always accompanies Mahavishnu. Now, Shri also means prosperity. It's a very common name. Now, girls are named as Shri. Shri because it means Shri means prosperity. Sri Shrestha is the name of one of my nieces. Sri Shrestha means again Shrestha in Sri, most auspicious, best in auspiciousness. And although he was wearing bar garments, Rama was glowing with prosperity. That applies to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva may be Digambara, maybe he is roaming around wearing nothing, but still he is always a sign of a prosperity. Sarva Mangala. Okay? Shattu Nibarhanaha, destroyer of sins, destroyer of wars. But again, Shatru Nibarhana does not mean one who is cruel, one is bent upon killing everybody. No, he is prepared to forgive everybody. The person repents and comes and pleads, takes his refuge, he will always help him. We have the great story of Kakasura. Kakasura was one person who came and harassed, harmed Mother Sita. But when finally that gentleman, that Asura, comes and seeks pardon, he does it. Not only that, he in one context he says, I will forgive even Ravana. If only he comes to his senses and tries to seek my refuge, mend his ways, I am prepared to forgive Ravana also. He says, Yadiva Ravana Swayam. Ravana himself, if he comes, I am prepared to forgive him. So naturally, he does not harm anybody. But those persons who are incorrigible, who will not listen, who does not want to mend their ways, like Tataka, Maricha, Subahu, who are harassing sage Vitmamitra and disturbing his yagnas repeatedly, on those persons they killed. And he also killed Vali. Vali because he was harming Sugriva. Not only harming Sugriva, he abducted the wife of Sugriva and married and kept her as his own wife. This is unpardonable. That is what Rama said. So he had to punish him. So this category will come in Shattu Nibarhanha, Vipulamsaha, broad shoulders. So all this we are telling verses 8, 9, 10, 11. All that indicate the physical beauty of Rama. The later attributes relate to his noble qualities, what we call qualities of the head and the heart, mainly meant for protecting the righteous persons. Ashrita Rakshana. Earlier was useful for Dushta Sikshana. This is for Sishta or Ashrita Rakshana, giving refuge to persons who take under his protection. So this is what he does.